Hi guys, so this is your mobility warm-up. You can use this daily if you are not into your full training program yet. So if you're at the start of your training program and you just do mobility stuff to get your fitness up and your range of motion, or if you're using it for rehab, otherwise you can use it as a warm-up. So you'll need your band and you want to position it midway between hip and knee. You do not want this on the knee joint, okay? You don't want pressure on your joints. So put it sort of halfway up, well, between the crease of your butt and your knee, about halfway. So really what you're trying to do is stress these external rotators. So you should feel like you're pushing out into the band and working external rotators here, but particularly glute medius, so we're activating your glutes. So we're going to start by just walks, wide-legged walks, so keep your knees fairly straight, walking all the way down. So while you're walking forwards and backwards, you're pushing out against the band. And then we're going to do the same sideways. So step apart, step together. Keep everything facing front. So you want toes, hips, knees, everything facing this way, but you're moving laterally. Okay, squats with the band, so put your feet just underneath your shoulders, so your feet should be in a direct line from the kind of where your shoulders sit. Turn your toes out so that your knees are following your toes, so you've got a slightly outward position. This is going to allow room for your hips to move down in between your feet. So we're going to sit back and drive up. For 12.
Have your feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart, so you have a gap here in between your knees, pressing out into the band. And I'm just going to show you where my back, so my back is in a neutral position, so there's a small arch underneath my back. I can fit the flat of my hand underneath my back. So it's not too big, it's not really gappy, and it's not flat into the floor. Press your navel into your spine to activate your deep transverse abdominis. Initiate the lift from your glutes, so squeeze up and inhale down. Squeeze up, inhale down. So exhale on the way up. Inhale down, exhale on the way up, inhale down. So you're going to do 12 of those. Okay, so we're going to just loosen up the lower back, bring your knees together, feet in close to you, hands just pop them on the floor wherever's comfortable. Rolling the knees from side to side. Keep your shoulders, both shoulders, flat on the floor. So if you can't get your knees down without your shoulder lifting, you only go so far as to the point where your shoulder begins to lift. So you do not want those shoulders to leave the floor. So you can do 10 to 12 of these each side. Okay, I'm going to do a little core activation. Get rid of the band. These are called dead bugs. So for an easy version, you can just slide your foot along the floor so it's not actually leaving contact with the floor. And for the harder version, we're going to do the full thing. So opposite arm and opposite leg are going to extend at the same time and come back in at the same time. And then the other side is going to go, okay? Try and keep the chin on the chest so that you're not rocking your head up and down. And if it's too much, you can drop your head. Do it that way. But this will engage your upper abs. So, 10 to 12 of those on each side. So we're going to do some shoulder work now. So hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips. Going to drop down in between your shoulders. So you're not bending your elbows. It's not a press up. Your arms are staying straight with your elbows slightly soft. So from the front, you're just dropping the rib cage in between the shoulders and then pushing out through the rib cage. So thoracic mobility. So we're just going to do 10 to 12. It's quite a small movement. You don't need to stress this one too much. It should be quite gentle, easy movement. Just trying to create some movement through the thoracic spine. And you guys might be quite tight here if you drive for a living, or if you sit in a desk all day, or you generally sedentary for most of your day. You will find that this area gets quite tight, so this is a good one. Okay. And now we're going to do some band work, just to activate your mid.
You have one of these bands. If you ever had physio, you might have a similar thing at home, a TheraBand. These are pretty cheap on Amazon. You can get them for about a tenner. So the red one is probably the one you want. This is the smallest band with the least resistance. Yeah, so just pop on Amazon. You should be able to get one of these. So we're going to start with pull apart. So you want the band in your hands. Your palms are facing down. You grab the band here, and you're going to pull apart so that you're engaging through the mid-back range. So through here, and you want to squeeze shoulder blades together, and as you release, the shoulder blades will try to come apart. So the aim is we want to keep the shoulder blade retraction as much as possible, so keep the shoulders retracted even when the band is released. So this is really gentle pull, shouldn't stress you too much, but enough to activate. You should feel it through your mid-back range. So 12 of those. You can do a couple of sets of those, so maybe 2 sets of 12. Overheads. So hold the band overhead. And we're going to pull down behind and release up. Again, we're doing 12. Keep the tension in the band all the way down. And all the way up. You don't want to just relax. You want to control that movement all the way. Rows, so you're going to loop your band around a banister or lamppost or whatever you have available. So I'm going to use the rig. And you want it at kind of that mid-height, and you are going to row backwards with your both hands equally and then loop one end through. So you've got one hand on, and then use your hands palm down. This band might need to come slightly lower, so we're doing a low cable resistance row, so it's not cables, resistance band. So you're going to bend over, and you're rowing again. Elbow comes into ribs, and this is slightly higher than I probably do it normally, but I just want to keep it in camera range. It's awkward in here, because there's not many places to put the camera. So again, 12, after the arm. Okay, we're going to do a core activation exercise, so this is a cable rotation. So using the band, you've still got looped around with one end. You're going to hold that end with both hands, feet facing forward, so you're perpendicular to the cable that's coming at you sideways, right? So you're taking the cable across the body, feet and hips and knees stay facing that way. So lower body stays that way. We're rotating through the obliques, through the torso. And then turn around and do the other side. So again, 12 on each side. Okay. Take the band in both hands. So you're going to kind of create a little cable and with some gap between your hands. And we're going to pull this towards your forehead. So bang comes up overhead, your elbows come back by your ears, and again we're working through, well, kind of upper mid-back range now. So just 12 of each of those. And then you can repeat that twice if that is the only thing you're doing today. So 2 to 3 times through if you're doing it as a workout, just once if you're doing it as a warm-up and a bit of mobility. So I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, pop them below.